in certain drama communities, commentary particular, and that's all that happens. You gotta keep it going, you know, or you go back to low hanging fruit. But this month, all right, this week in particular, has just been drama after drama after drama, and it's not even just Rekieta drama. All right, we got Nux Taku drama. We got kind of Mutahar drama, a little bit, you know, a little subsection there. We got Shadman came back into the news for a little bit. We got MoistCritikal and his epic L to, you know, Resident Cuck Sneeko, you know, representing the you know, Mr. Girl camp of let's lower the age of consent, pal. So we got that. How do you lose to that? It's such an easy W, and somehow Charlie ended up losing to it. And it's a lot of stuff, man. Everybody, like, and then we got classic Rekieta, which we got news on that. You know, somebody was asking me, did we ever get news on that body cam footage thing? Well, yes, I believe we do, and we are gonna go over that. But the other two things that we got to go over, it's going to be like the Nux Taku cope, which is about 20 minutes. 20 minutes of Nux coping and trying to deflect onto like Belle Delphine or whatever, for whatever reason. Oh, I guess because they're friends with Shad, or they were friends with, whatever. Okay, so we got 20 minutes of Nux coping. Then we got 20 minutes of Charlie coping. And I'm so sorry that I don't feel bad for the multimillionaire that's having this revelation that drama isn't fun if the drama's about him. I'm so sorry that I'm not feeling bad for Charlie, man. For some reason, I can't bring myself to feel bad for the multimillionaire crying about how his job feels like a job. Don't know. That's crazy. It's crazy. And there must be something wrong with me. Like my empathy must be super low that I don't think that it's worth shedding a tear over the multimillionaire that thinks drama isn't fun when it's about him. But aside from that, of course, I made a poll, and you know I'm a man of my word. So as the poll states, I believe what ended up winning, well, Rekieta, no brainer there. So we got Rekieta 68%. Well, actually, the votes are going up. Never mind. 67%. Okay, we got 67% on Rekieta, 20 on Nux, and 13 on Critical. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. So I guess we'll tackle those in that order. We'll do Rekieta, we'll go to Nux, and then we'll cap the night off with Critical, which seems appropriate. That's kind of like the order I wanted to go, and I think that's the order that YouTube would want you to go as well, because the Critical thing is a little bit on the not advertiser friendly side, if you know what I mean. All right, there's a reason why Sneeko did this on Rumble. Well, actually, it's because Sneeko's been banned like literally off of everything. But there's a reason that shit got a little heated. I got a little controversial. I got a little bit PC. You know, a lot of divisiveness. You know, there was a lot of alphabets going about getting angry and trying to say that if you disagree with Charlie and you disagree with certain things that people found not very wholesome from Charlie, that you're suddenly pro pedophilia or some shit. You know, that's even more cope than what I see the right wingers doing with Dr. Disrespect, like, you know, Jeremy of the Quartering, turning this entire thing into it's not about Doc being a pedo, you see. It's actually the anti-establishment woke people. I mean, even Dr. Disrespect, you know, is copying those buzzwords, those epic buzzwords. You know, when somebody tells him, hey, what's up, Mr. Dr. Pedophile? How was that underage child? Because Charlie calls people under the age of 18 child, right? So YouTube Jesus says anybody under the age of 18 is a child. So Dr. Disrespect sexted a child. Okay? So somebody pulls up to Dr. Disrespect and says, hey, pedophile, how was that child you sexted? You know, Dr. Disrespect turns back and he pulls in his inner Quartering, his Jeremy Hambley, and he says, you little woke bitch. So, you know, there's that. There's that going about. There's a lot of gay narratives going around. All right, I'm just going to say it. Yo, somebody out there start the gay counter. All right, just start the gay counter, because there's going to be a lot of shit being said. This is, you know how I like to do this show. I like to do it very old school, very back you know, back then YouTube, before we all got restricted and before everybody became a politically correct bitch that only gives a shit about their fucking bank account, which is why they try so fucking hard to keep their channels on good standing. All right, but this is the final era here. I don't want to be like those people, bro. All right, so we're going to bring it back a little bit, and we're going to call it what it is. This entire shit, whether it's Nux deflecting onto other people, whether it's Charlie trying to remind you that Sneeko's a pedophile 50 times so that you don't focus on his fuck-ups, whether it's Dr. Disrespect trying to do this anti-establishment fucking gimmick to deflect from the fact that he's a fucking pedophile. It's all so fucking gay. All these people are fucking gay, bro. All right, and I'm just here for the ride, man. I am here as a simple man, all right? I'm here to call everybody gay. I'm here to laugh a little bit. I'm here to interact with whoever jumps into the fucking chat. Whoever has something to say, you know, go ahead and say it. You know, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know if my moderators are like, these loons are so out of the loop. Sometimes I don't even know. Oh, well, I see Huggy and I see Sandy in there, so that's good. Good shit, my dudes. Hold down the fort or whatever. So, we'll do what we gotta do. We gotta go into Rekieta first and the update on the body cam. And then we can get into the other precious topics out there that I love oh so much. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to... Oh, you already know the channel. Elissa Clips. Poor old Elissa Clips. I believe she got demonetized too. I believe. I'm not sure. Maybe she got that resolved. I haven't slid into those DMs yet, bro. Alright. I don't know if I'm going to. Probably not at this point. You know, probably not. I'm the new MrSEN, bro. I'm a dignified man. Okay? So, let's see. Everything is strictly professional from now on, ladies and gentlemen. Can't you tell by my avatar? It says no girls allowed for a fucking reason, bro. All right, I'm the new MrSEN. I'm very fancy. I'm refined, and we're all ready to go here. So here we got, man. We'll just shift it over to null. Oh yeah, before that, so this cuckold over here, right? I wanna point this out. You guys might know this guy is Aaron. All right, real quick, let's address fucking Aaron. Because, okay, because I feel like it's only fair, right? Because it's kind of funny. It was a little nice overlay over here. That's right. All right, Aaron. Aaron is he's a micro e-slip. Like, he is bottom of the fucking barrel, right? So he has this stupid little show, and he went ahead and exposed Rekieta a bunch. He was actually the guy that was plowing Rekieta's wife, and Rekieta, in the process, got to plow his wife. So that's a thing. I don't know. That seems pretty homo. But Rekieta decided this was a good idea for some reason, and because Nick is such a great judge of character, clearly he's such a great... I mean, look at the list. I mean, we got Drexel, Kumalot. Yeah, you know, the list kind of goes on. Ethan Van Skyber, Dick Masterson, Ethan Ralph. Yeah, great judge of fucking character that Nick guy is. But in his infinite wisdom, Rekieta decided to invite this guy into his house, also do drugs with this guy, plow his wife, while this guy, this cuckold, got to plow his wife, our wife, Lady Rackets, whatever. We've seen, basically, the joke is that we've all seen her nudes at this point because she's a fucking whore. Because she's a whore. That's about it. That's the joke there. But Aaron apparently was sharing photos that he wasn't supposed to or something. There's a little bit of a controversy with Aaron over here. So, you know, the pro Reketas are just basically directing everything towards it. It's the deflect tactic, basically. It's what everybody does on the internet. They scapegoat and deflect. They're like, oh, don't pay attention to my fuck-ups. Look at this guy and shit. Don't disregard Aaron being a total fuck-up as a way to deflect to Rekieta, because Rekieta is infinitely worse in every way, shape, or form. So if anything, stone both these motherfuckers, all right? Hold both their feet. Hold their little tiny fragile feet to the fire, okay? Both Aaron and Nick belong in the fires of hell, ladies and gentlemen. The fires of fucking hell. That's where they both belong. But I figured I'd still talk about it, right? I heard things that like this guy might be like my old friend Steve Lithgow, and this guy like beats the shit out of his like wife or something. So there's a thing. So if you ever want to talk to somebody who beats his significant other, you can talk to Steven Lithgow, Aaron. I could hook you up. That's a thing. But other than that, Aaron, bad, don't do that shit. You belong in the fires of hell. I'm sorry, my voice, man. I can't be overdoing that fires of hell bit, that Vince McMahon shit. Maybe later on. I need to get it in me. All right, I need to get it in me. But giggity. Let's move on to the segment. A segment everybody wants to see, and who else is going to cover this in their most angelic voice possible? The man, the myth, the legend, fucking Null over here. So we got our good friend Null, who's going to do his little mad at the internet segment. Apparently he goes over the messages between April and Aaron as well. This came out on August 2nd, so it's hot off the presses. Rekieta's body cam block and the new document drop. 13 minutes of goodness. We're going to go over this shit right now. But before that, I think I need to make another poll. What kind of poll should I make? Let's see. Let's see, chat. I guess I could bring back the one I originally had. Who has the best cope? The best cope. Is it Rekieta? Is it Nux Taku? Or is it Charlie? And everybody already knows who YouTube Jesus is, so I don't even have to spell that MoistCritikal shit. For somebody that's so famous, I just don't get Charlie on another note. It's not because he thinks that, like, children should be getting puberty blockers or whatever, which, is child abuse in itself. It's not even just that. It's how the fuck, like, how is your name MoistCritikal, but your name is Penguin ZO, but you don't spell MoistCritikal like you're from, the US. You spell it in some weird fucking contrived way. Like, what the fuck? Like, I give him credit for that, right? I give him credit for being able to, like, do all that quirky nonsense and still be able to get people to find him anywhere. So there's props for that. That's the one thing I'll be impressed by Charlie. Good old Charlie. It's not going to be his work ethic, because what work ethic? Oh, I'm going to get in front of a camera and talk to people. Oh, my job is so hard. Please feel bad. Meanwhile, other people are, like, literally fucking dying out there. And then you got this spoiled little bitch named MoistCritikal crying about how he can't even get on camera anymore because it's not fun when you make fun of him and you point out that he lost to a pedophile named Sneeko. It's fucking insane, isn't it? But yeah, I am impressed by your name, pal. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, it's time to go over the segment of the day. The godly segment. The segment we need. Make sure to hit that like and share the stream. MJ Forever, I saw what you said about me just now. Or actually, that was like 10 minutes ago, whatever. I saw what you said about me. I'll have you know that I had Susan Wojcinski on the line, like literally a week ago, telling me that they loved my channel. They love the MrSEN channel. They said it's going to make YouTube great again. They gave it a like. Okay, they showed me. They showed me how they gave it a like. So YouTube does like my channel. Okay. All right, and don't hurt my feelings anymore. All right, that really hurt my feelings a lot. Okay. All right, now let's go into this.
The Rekieta case has progressed slightly. There's a new filing, and it has been reduced to this the following bullet points by Autistic Ray. 1. The hearing regarding custody. So there's 3 ongoing cases, to be clear. He is still being sued by Montegraph. That's a civil case, case number 1. He is being prosecuted.
A little up to speed for those of you that don't know who Monty is, who Montegraph, and whatever the hell that's about. Yeah, so Nick is losing a defamation case to a guy named Montegraph, who he called a pedo. Because Nick thinks that's cool and appropriate for a lawyer to do. Basically, Montegraph got him mad, and so Nick called him a pedophile because he thinks I shit you not, this guy is so fucking stupid. And like the people that have him on the platform, like essentially that platform him and never called him out on his stupidity up until recently. Like I'm not trying to throw any real shade at you because I like ya, but like the fact that this fucking idiot Nick got to go on like Yellow Flash's stream, right, with Flash right there, with Umbrella Guy right there, right, and with probably Lily was there, but Lily loves him, and he got to say if somebody calls you a pedophile, just call them a pedophile back. And this came from the mouth of a fucking lawyer is fucking retarded, dude. Like how, like Flash, how much were you drinking that night to let this idiot get away with that? Like Tug, you too. Like, are you really serious? Like, is this the infinite friend pass? Like, oh, just let our boy say retarded shit all the time, even though he's supposed to be credible and an actual fucking lawyer. It's like, no wonder Vic lost the case, bro. Like, how the fuck do you let Jesus, at the very fucking least, I can say that fucking Flash disavowed Nick when, the child abuse came out and shit. That's something that at least Flash has been fucking consistent on. He also dropped the Dr. Disrespect thing as soon as he found out about Doc and the fucking kids or whatever, right? That can't be said for, like, his counterpart, the Quartering, who's just a more boring version of Flash, right? Flash can actually be a little entertaining. Quartering is just boring as shit. Right, he's like literal shit on the fucking corner, like just there, right? He's boring as fuck. So this fucking fat ass Jeremy, right? He's going ahead and he's still riding the coattails of Dr. Disrespect, and at the very least, Flash doesn't do that. But again, you have Nick being the most fucking ultra autistic retard in this place, going to Flashcast saying stupid shit like this, and it's like, what the fuck? Why did any of you guys ever call him out for being an idiot? Like that's retarded, dude. There's a reason. There's a reason Vic lost. There's a reason Nick conned Vic. There's a reason fucking Nick is getting exposed now. There's a reason Nick is a crack addict. There's a reason Nick is having it. There's a reason for all of this shit. I'm just saying it probably could have been prevented, and this shit didn't need to prolong. Like people did not need to enable Nick as long as they did. The reality check could have been a lot easier and a lot faster, but you just let this fucking idiot go about and give the advice to the internet from a lawyer, by the way, that you should just call someone. Well, how did that work out for you, Nick? Obviously not very well, because you're getting your ass kicked in this case, which is why, like, you know how Nick is like, oh, the government's against me? That's why I don't buy it, because the latest credential you have as a failed lawyer is losing a fucking defamation case to fucking Montegraph. You're a fucking loser, dude. You are a literal loser. All right, like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, that's a TLDR of the Monograph thing.
Executed by the state of Minnesota for drug possession charges and child endangerment charges. That is case number 2. Off in its own little world is the family court case, where he is basically suing his own children. It's kind of a weird thing how the child custody cases work, because it's independent from the criminal charges. It has its own rules, and it's sort of this weird thing where the state both takes custody of the child and acts in their well-being against their own parents. So it is technically like a state level thing, but it's different from the criminal thing, and it's kind of you versus your own kids. Your kids being
platforms, like, unironically, I feel like that guy said so many horrible things that, like, nobody should give him a microphone, but that's my opinion.
Your streams are sensational.
Thank you, Colin Christensen. Christensen, I like that. The sen at the end with the big dono. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh man, that ringtone, that auto tune that plays over there is really fun, because that's actually a callback to a previous arc I had on YouTube, and that was from a YouTuber that I was, I guess, in beefing with. I guess kind of. I really got under his skin or whatever. I think we hashed it out by the end, but I was really getting under his skin, and he got to a point where he was actually like pro deplatforming me and shit, like straight up, which is really weird. Because it was like he was anti that, but like for me, oh my god, yeah, he's like you shouldn't platform this guy. He says so many horrible things. It's a shout out to my boy Auge, my boy. I miss you, bro. Come back. We need you. Well, commentary needs you. I don't really need you like that, but it'd be fun to see you again. You know, maybe we could catch up or some shit. But thank you, Christensen. Colin Christensen. Appreciate that.
Represented by the government, which is why these sorts of cases have a very, very bad reputation in public discourse. But it is proceeding that way, and the bullet points go. There was a hearing on the 20th of May. Rekieta preemptively stated that the children were not aware of any presence of drugs or drug use, and if they had tested positive, it was due to secondary exposure. Rekieta says that he and Kayla spent the weekend cleaning the house like a bucko, and that the condition...
By the way, the person who Noel just referred to as Kayla, that is Lady Rackets, Nick's wife on paper, everybody else's wife everywhere else, pretty much. So that is who she is. That is Kayla Rekieta. Okay. What GG Evans, thank you for being a member for a holy 29 months. The transformation did not complete. Augie was saved. Oh, yeah. That's a callback, too. Yeah, so me and GG, well, actually, he came up with it. He was like, Augie, whatever. He was the son of Ralph, because he actually worked for Ralph. And Ralph was... Well, you remember when Ralph had, like, this peak where he wasn't a piece of shit? Well, when he was cool. Basically, before Ralph had, like, the pill stream and everything went downhill and stuff, Ralph was, like, getting on with Medicare, and Medicare was, like, on his show all the time and stuff. And there was a period where Ralph had it all going for him before he hit rock bottom. That's when Auge was working for him. So he really liked him as a streamer as well. So we thought that... inevitably Augie was going to go down that route, but he was saved, ladies and gentlemen. He was saved by imaginary Skyman, you know, by the powers of fucking Jeebus. He was saved, okay? Now that's a guy that's truly worth redeeming, not like Nick Rekieta, who, let's be honest, deserves to be buried in the fires of hell. All right, let's be honest here, okay? Nick deserves to go down there. Augie deserves to go up there. All right. Nice little callback.
Condition was far better than the original visit, which implies that he's admitting that he was living in a filthy shithole. I remind absolutely everybody that the laws of Minnesota would permit him to consent to the release of the body cam footage at any time. If Rekieta reached out to Matthew Harden, who is an attorney licensed to practice in Minnesota, and agreed to sign an affidavit he would not even have to write, we could get the body cam footage very, very easily without having to wait for the state to enter it into evidence first.
And just to point out, Nick knows about this. He's been told about this. He fucking watches Mad at the Internet. He also watches his Kiwi Farms thread, so he knows all about this. He's going to pretend like he doesn't, and he's going to do the weasel shit like he always does, and he's going to lie. It is dope, but it's very like, it's very stupid because it's like the MrBeast thing that's currently happening, right? Like MrBeast sending the cease and desist, right? Like, yeah, he's within his right to do it, but that just kind of comes off like, what are you hiding, bro? And why do you want to silence this guy that's not even monetizing his video, right? He's just putting the info there, and he's providing receipts and shit. And then that's the other thing is that the Chris Tyson receipts have been like, you know, disappearing because Mr. Beast, you know, laying down the law with that shit. Just because, yeah, plausible deniability, or just because you're in the right to do something doesn't mean you should do it. That's kind of telling, like with Mr. Beast and like with Rekieta in this instance.
It would still cost money to get it redacted and put together, but he could do it. He could expedite this at a moment's notice. Rekieta deliberately chooses, number one, to refuse to do this. And he doesn't just refuse to do this. He lies. He says that this is not how it works. You can read Minnesota law. It absolutely does work this way. He can consent to it. And from what I understand, everybody who doesn't consent to the release would be censored. So all the kids would automatically be censored by the state before we even receive it. Kayla and April would both be censored out. Like the way that it works is because of how the consent process works. For instance, there's a similar case where there was a bus robbery, and there was a big debate over if the bus CCTV should be released because of the privacy of the victims. 2 people consented to the release of the footage. So when the state released the footage of the bus robbery, they censored everybody except the 2 who were in it. So you could still see the robbery, you could still see the crime, but the footage was able to be released redacted. So all we need is one person. Even theoretically, the cops could consent to the release of the footage, but for sure, Rekieta could. And the implication would then be that everybody else would be censored. So if there's any kids in it, they'd be censored. They might even redact any segment of the video that has kids in it completely. I'm not sure how that works precisely. I just know that if he wanted to allow people to see the inside condition of his home and where the firearms were kept and his bedroom, and completely clear off any doubt whatsoever about if his kids were living in substandard filthy conditions, he could 100% do that at any time. At any time, at will, he could communicate to Hardin, who he knows how to contact, and sign an affidavit to allow the release of the footage, which would be redacted for privacy for everybody except him. And
remember, Rekieta really wants you to all believe his bullshit and stuff, and he promises you that he has nothing to hide. He promises you that everybody else in Kiwi Farms is just lying about him, that Josh is lying about him. It's not true. You already know, the formula, right? And you already know how Nick was going on about how it wasn't true that he was a swinger, right? When Kiwi Farms exposed him for that. You already know how Rekieta was going along with like, oh no, that I don't do drugs. When Kiwi Farms exposed them for that, and then it turned out, look, he does do drugs and he is a swinger. So, they're 2 for 2 at this point. Nick is pretty much just bullshitting you. He's trying to stall for time. And he's actually being really fucked up to his fans because he knows they're fucking stupid. He knows he has like the lowest common denominator when it comes to fans, right? They're all fucking inbred retards. And because of that, he gets away with just lying to them, and they're just gonna fucking believe it. Like, these fucking people are so retarded, they actually think the government is after Nick Rekieta. That's how fucking stupid these people are, right? I shit you not. You have to be a special kind of inbred to think that the government is gonna go after a guy that can't even win a defamation case to save his fucking ass. You gotta be out of your fucking mind, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what we're working with here. The Baldo guards, that's what we got. That's what we got.
And he chooses not to, and he lies about it. He lies that he has the ability to do this. He 100% does. And he lies a lot. It's actually kind of shocking when you listen to him to hear how often he just blatantly, flagrantly lies about everything. Things that are immediately contradicted by public record. Things are immediately contradicted by statutes in his own state that he's licensed to practice in. The dude lies like it's second nature now, which I think is a skill that any druggie picks up. There's something about drug addicts when they get addicted to something, they just pick up lying as a second language. It's really crazy. And he's very flippant about it too. He'll just make lies that could be contradicted in a second. But the effort, that what the liar realizes, a professional liar knows, is that when you start lying, the amount of effort it takes for somebody to rebut a lie is 20-fold what it costs in time and effort to make the lie. So his thought process is, if I just lie continuously, nobody can contradict me because nobody has the time of a fucking day to sit down and really go line by line.
Yeah, and that's why when Elissa Clips, the channel was made and stuff, initially, I don't know if you guys know about this, Nick tried to pull certain clips away and even kind of low-key threaten her initially. And then, that was shared, and then Nick had to do like pull it back and be like, because, he was still on his pretend free speech advocate route and shit, or ultimate free speech and shit, right? So he had to pull it and dial it back a little bit, but this guy was raging because there was finally someone out there, and that's why I give this chick so much credit, because she's and I've tried to be in a Rekieta stream, I've tried to listen to it, it makes me fucking fall asleep. It's like, bro, it's like NyQuil. Honestly, it's like, it's really fucking bad. I couldn't. I fucking for the life of me can't. All right, so that's why I give this person so much fucking credit for staying up, like listening to Rekieta dabble on about, like, let's be honest, you really think you're gonna get legal advice, like good accurate legal advice if you go to Nick Rekieta, dude, you're fucking retarded if you think that. I'm sorry. If you're like new to this game and you don't know about Rekieta's dirty laundry at this point, okay, I don't mean that for you, okay? I feel bad for you that you have to find out this way. But no, this guy's a fucking idiot. He's literally a moron. He has no idea what he's talking about. He might as well have gotten his law degree on a fucking piece of toilet paper. That's how fucking adept he is at this shit, right? So you're not going to get actual legal advice from Nick, all right? You're just going to get a fucking washed up coke addict that's had everything given to him and who basically neglects his children, chooses to have sex with strange people in his house while his children are in the other room, does a bunch of drugs, leaves the drugs all over the place, is happy to be rid of his children, all this stupid shit. Has a bunch of E-celeb enablers like Melanie Mack and The Quartering and fucking Kumalot and, maybe even to a degree Tug a little bit. So that's what you're gonna get, all right? And I give it up to Elissa to be able to fucking last through all that fucking torture and actually clip this shit, because without this chick, bro, without her, the expose on Rekieta would be fucking difficult. Like, exposing this guy for the liar, the fraud, the heathen he is would have been much difficult. So that's why I had this theory, and it wasn't just my theory. We had this theory that Rekieta kind of sent some trouble her way to get her demonetized in the first place, because it didn't really make sense on how she was violating any rules. All she is uploading clips of Nick Rekieta, right? By that logic, Rekieta should be fully demonetized. That's the reality of the situation. There's no reason for her to get demonetized for exposing Rekieta. It's just his own words. So that's why a lot of people were thinking, oh, Rekieta must have had something to do with this, or maybe he hit up Ralph for a favor, because you know how Ralph is, he's a known flagger and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's a little fucked up. It's a little fucked up to try to silence our girl here. She's been doing good for us. She's been doing good for the farmers too. Without her, we'd kind of be lost. So, if she's demonetized, I'm so glad that she's kept the channel. I'm so glad that she's still uploading, because God, we need these clips, man. We need these clips, and I think even the court would probably need these clips, because Nick's own words and his actions on live streams can be used against him. That's the beautiful part about all this. So again, much love to this person over here for doing God's work.
If Rekieta thinks I'm wrong, I challenge him to submit approval and consent regardless. Because if I'm wrong, then we'll submit it to the clerk and say, look, he consented to it. There's no reason to withhold it anymore. And then we'll either be told that's not how it works, in which case Rekieta vindicated, lawyer of the year, figured it out, or we'll get what we want. And theoretically, if that...
Yeah, like this, and that doesn't make sense either, because in this entire thing, the only thing that could happen if Rekieta complies is that he's fully vindicated, right? If he agrees to Null's conditions, he is fully vindicated. If Null gets egg on his face, that's 1 point to Rekieta and an L to Null, and an L it could be seen as an L to the farms as well, and that's what Nick wants more than anything. So why the hell wouldn't Nick consent to this, right? We already know Nick's a petty bastard. We already know that Nick looks at his thread almost as much as Ethan Ralph. Right, we already know he does all this fuck shit. So why wouldn't he take this offer up? More importantly, why is releasing the body cam footage so hard for him? That would be vindication as well. We've heard Nick's side of things. We've heard what he said happened, right? We've heard him say it's not true or whatever, right? That Kiwi Farms is making everything up, that Josh doesn't know what he's talking about. So obviously, if we see the actual footage and it proves that, that's just another +1 to Rekieta. So it's very suspicious that Nick doesn't want to comply with this. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain, unless he's just a fucking lying maggot, right? And in which case, well, that explains why he doesn't want to share it. So again, I think you know where I'm heading with this.
happens. He says that there's no issue with the house. The kids were living in a good condition. Things might be a bit messy, but they were fine. There weren't any kind of a neglect issues at play. should be okay. It's win-win based off what he says. But we all know based off the actual court records and based off of what's been submitted as evidence and basically implied correct by his own admissions, is that the house is filth, and he definitely doesn't want anyone to see it. He's hoping that he can get these. He's hoping in general that they can get the entire warrant thrown out, in which case all the evidence collected in regards to the search itself would be dismissed from evidence. So it would never come out then without his consent. It would never come out. So the only thing that could happen, and actually this is kind of my conspiracy, is that I'm shocked that April, and I forgot to mention this because I didn't want to bring up Rekieta just to mention this. April Imholt is also being charged with a minor drug possession charge. So at some point, the police went back and said, actually, we're going to charge this bitch too. And I think that the reason why they did that is that she's not playing game with them. They thought that she would just be a natural witness. Like, she would come out and say, I didn't have anything to do with this. I was just here to do some coke. It wasn't my coke. I barely know these people. But now she's like intimately involved in Rekieta's life, and they made a big public spectacle about it.
Yeah, I want to tell you about this story real quick. So we're at a point where, okay, so let me give you the breakdown. April, who is April? April, hey Belinda, how's it going? If you want to be my sin for the day, that'd be dope. But okay, chilling out of the way. But like April is basically, you remember Aaron, the cuck that we saw before we got into Rekieta, right? The one that's like, beating the shit out of her allegedly. So April is his wife or whatever. She was part of the poly, right? So the contract, the disgusting contract, is basically Nick gets to fuck April, and cuck Aaron gets to fuck. Well, they're both cucks, but whatever. But Aaron, Aaron gets to fuck. What's her face? Kayla Rekieta, which is Nick's wife on paper or whatever. So that was the deal. Now though, it turns out that Lady Rackets, I don't think, is around. We haven't seen her in a hot minute. Nick's been kind of dodgy with her. There are clips out there. We'll probably look into it, to be honest, because I saw some clips. Like, not only were there Nux and critical copes, but there's also there's a lot of Rekieta cope. All right, admittedly, I saw, and I'm like, holy shit, there's been a lot going on as well. But from what I've seen, Lady Rackets, hasn't been around. But somebody that has been around. Since the kids are no longer with Nick, he lost custody of them and shit because, bad parenting. Totally not child abuse, by the way. Totally not child neglect, by the way. Totally. We should feel bad for Nick. Just feel bad for Nick. Hey there. But we got April moving in with Nick, and Nick is having his new midlife crisis for the 5th time, right? Probably still doing drugs. He's buying a new car or something. He's getting this weird haircut. He's with April now, and they're doing drugs behind the scenes and shit like that. So that's what's going on. She moved in with him, presumably, and et cetera, et cetera. It's fucking what? This guy is like 40 years old. This guy's like a 40 or something year old man, and he's having these weird little mental breakdowns and shit. I just I'm in shock. I'm just in shock if people still believe this dude. Thank you, Belinda. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Much love. Ma. Fucking Tony Stark over there. That gif? I'll show it to you sometime. It's really nice. I love it. Tony Stark, big ups to my man. I'm not going to say the spoiler, but if you know, you know. If you guys have seen the latest movie, I think it's Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, good movie. Watch it. Very good. Brings back the MCU.
I just realized
personally.
why Nikki the Nose hates Null so much. Null rejected his shower texts. Nick wanted him to join the polycule. Nick less than 3 Null.
Oh, always with the witty banter, huh? That's good. Thank you, GG. And thank you, Belinda. Appreciate you both. But yeah, that's the rundown of who April is. All right.
So it's like, why the fuck are we letting her walk? She's not a cooperative witness. Might as well charge her too. Fuck her. So my conspiracy mind is that Rekieta is trying very hard to keep April on his side because there is cash fucking money I will pay her for her consent. If she wants to come out and say, I consent to the release of the body cam footage, I will fucking pay her for it. And so will Hambly, so will all these other people who are, you know, drama vultures that want to get this footage. She has cash money on the fucking table, and Rekieta has to keep her happy no matter what, because he does not want that footage to come out. He doesn't want it to come out in court. He doesn't want to consent to it. He doesn't want the only other person who could reasonably consent to it, which would be April Imholt, to consent to it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, look, it's the body cam footage is so crucial because Nick is already on the defense. He's not going to admit to this, of course. He's going to try to weasel out of it. He's going to lie to your face like he always does. But realistically, man, we have hours of footage. We have hours of clips, in fact. That's why this, again, once again, this channel is so important. Elissa Clips over here. Got hours upon hours of you lying, contradicting yourself, lying again, fapping on stream, being coked out of your mind, not taking... Dude, there's an actual clip. I made it myself. There's a clip where Nick is cross-dressing in front of his kids, right? Like, this is all here. This is all documented bullshit against Nick that can be used against him and can fuck him up. And the body cam footage is just going to be like it's going to be like a cherry on top of the cake, a chef's kiss. This guy is fucked, okay? Don't let his stupid little weasel demeanor fool you. He's fucked. He knows it. He's sweating bullets, right? The only thing keeping him mellow is it's whatever drugs he's taking into his fucking nose right now. He's hiding up there, that fucking big honker of his. And, yeah. I don't think he's gonna take up Null's his offer, okay? Because that's just gonna fuck him up. There's no way. When that footage comes out, it's going to be definitely 100% worse. And I think Null's on the money here. That is a very Nick move too, right? Sweep this bitch up. Make sure you keep her happy, because otherwise you're fucked. She has a lot of leverage, right? So now Nick has to work with that. All right, so there's that.
So he's got her fucking locked down, and he will do anything she asks. I don't even think she realizes. I'm going to put out bad juju just for the sake of it. I don't think April Imholt realizes how much leverage he actually has over Rekieta, because Kayla, is the mother of his children. She's in for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. April isn't. April can walk at any time, and nobody would think any worse for her of it. In fact, she would get a charge dropped, probably, if she became a corroborating witness, and she would get cash money for her own defense. Her bond would be immediately posted by the quartering in exchange for her consent to get the body cam footage out and release with other people redacted, and we would know who they are regardless, but it would be out. So April Imholt, if she happens to hear this, she should know that she holds the chain. I don't care how the BDSM formula polycule situation is organized, but the flowchart, the pyramid of who holds what and who has control over whom, is that April Imholt is at the top, the very fucking top. Zero reason to stick around and many reasons to go away. So Rekieta better keep reading these fucking ads on his stream for 5G radiation protection for his home that Rumble lets you accept money to do ad reads for.
That's so sad.
Because the second that gravy train stops, she has many people willing to accept her with open arms and open wallets. The fucking nanosecond he stops being a benefactor. The fucking nanosecond. And the state would appreciate it too, I'm sure. So next bullet point, following above, his youngest child was tested positive for cocaine. Sorry, I'm reading that like a retard. Was testing positive for cocaine and or associated metabolites at over 5,000 picograms per milligram at 500% or 500 cutoff. So 10 times the cutoff. Baldo attempted to go after those in the state of Minnesota who recorded the initial hearing and shared it. He believes it was contempt of court. Baldo wants all the hearings to be in person, likely in an effort to suppress the flow of information, i.e., so there'd be no Zoom conferences or anything. Baldo previously stated that all...
Yeah, how fucking convenient would that be for Nick? I mean, look, I hope this isn't... I hope we can see every Zoom call because we would go over it like indefinitely. It's a wrap. We're going to go over everything regarding him. Like from now on, like when I told you we're gonna A-log the shit out of this guy, we're gonna A-log the shit out of this guy. It's the biggest channel that can do it, the one that can pull it out to the most people, you know, and the person that doesn't really care about optics. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. Fuck that shit. Why wouldn't I? I know they're gonna be a couple people hesitant to do it, and they're gonna milk toast it, and they're gonna pull their punches with Little Nick. There's gonna be Kumalot, probably Tug, maybe Flash. It depends. It depends on how he's feeling. Maybe the quartering. It depends on how much money he wants. Right? I know people are gonna softball this shit. Right? But again, as the biggest channel that's gonna cover this, and like work with me. I'm using my power for good, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever I got. All right, I'm gonna fucking put that out there. All right. We gotta put this info out there. We gotta let everybody fucking know what kind of a piece of shit this guy is, right? But can we win, ladies and gentlemen? Can we win? That is exactly why you should hit that like button. All right? Gotta push that algo. We gotta push it. We gotta push it to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta do this, all right? It's you and me. We gotta get it. We gotta fight the power, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's keep it going.
All the court cases should be 100% transparent so the state can be held accountable. Oh fuck! Oh my god! I need to tell Harden right now that he's trying to get everything sealed, and we need to file the motion to open the case as soon as possible.
So, this seal shit, right? The only other person that I remember that was doing this seal shit, and I think Alfred will know too, is or was a YouTuber named H2O Delirious who had inappropriate relations, at least phone sex, essentially, with a minor when he was 24 years old, I believe. And he had, I believe, he was trying to get things sealed. It was very sus, the behavior he was exhibiting. But I do believe he was trying to get things sealed. That was the rumor, you know. And that's what I think. I actually saw that on the documents. Because I did read the documents in regards to this individual, this E-celeb, right? H2O Delirious. And in the document itself, it said, and it stated that he wanted to make the correction that he was a hebephile and not a pedophile, because he actually did this shit with minors, but they were not under the age of 13. So H2O Delirious believed that that meant it's less bad or something. Whatever. He wanted you to make that distinction, ladies. That's the point. But there, again, I do remember that there were rumblings about how, like, he wanted to seal shit or whatever so that it doesn't get out there. I believe. Right, no bringing this seal shit up right now, or whatever. It just kind of reminded me, right? Kind of reminded me of this shit. But typically, I do believe that when people are trying to seal things, it is once again suppressing the flow of information, and well, you got something to hide, basically, Bucko. Right? It is the equivalent of MrBeast sending a cease and desist. All right, that is literally the equivalence right there. But whatever have you, let's continue. I do hope Nick doesn't do this. That'd be a very bitch made move. All right, I do hope he doesn't. Kayla cleans up the April cream pie. Yo, wow. Okay, that's fucked. Number one, but lol, kind of funny. Nick's house probably looks like shit, and I'm guessing his spurg out with law enforcement was pretty keynote. That's why we got to see it. That's the other reason. We want to see how he's a fucking liar. We want to see how, you know, how much of a fucking piece of shit he is, but we also want to see the keynote, right? We need to see how keynote it is, all right? Rekieta made his career off watching and laughing at the Depp versus Heard case, but he doesn't want that level of transparency for his kids. Yeah, isn't that funny how that works? It's like, it's kind of like the point I had against Critical too, or the criticism. It's like Critical saying that drama isn't fun for him anymore after he gets beat by Sneeko in a debate or whatever. after he says that weird state, after he gets pushback from literally everybody, yeah, that's fucking ironic, because you guys love having having a field day when it's about somebody else, right? The drama is fun when it's about other people. It's not fun when it's about you, right? I rarely see people just take their drama in stride, you know? Whatever. You know, Charlie has to make the 20-minute video, coping and shit. Rekieta has to do all the other shit in between. It's really fucking gay. What can I say? It's really gay.
I completely forgot about that. We may even be permitted by the court to send in a Kiwi Farms news correspondent to set up recording, and if that happens, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. We're gonna have to get someone who knows technology to go in and be our court reporter, and that might be Aaron Imholt. We might need to call upon the the dark jester himself and say, look, I know you're in the business. You know how to set up a recording booth. Can you go into the courthouse as the Kiwi correspondent and record it for us? I will listen. I might show up in person. I might fly back. I might send in Harden. Harden might show up with a caravan, and I'll have to guide him through over a call how to set up a video recorder and broadcast it to the internet. Listen, we have genuine public interest here, and it's gonna fucking happen. And he can whinge about it all he wants, but we're making it happen. Bono wants to go after those in the state of Minnesota who recorded the initial hearing and shared it because he believes it was contempt of court. Bono wants all hearings to be in person. I already read that. Bono
Yeah.
previously
Crow
said
and
that
Crew had so much Dr. Delirious respect that they set up TJV in order to shut him up so he wouldn't pry any further on top of the C&Ds.
Oh, GG Evans, you know the history so well. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, okay, so cat's out of the bag. Crow is Lily, and he's a big Rekieta fan. He's such a big Rekieta fan that he refuses to talk about Nick, but he continues to rage and fake rage about everything else in between to get clout. He's also taken up to lying to his audience, like it is like on numerous occasions. It's really fucking sad and pathetic, but yeah, that's he actually went on a smear campaign on another creator to just make this Delirious guy look good. And then it was exposed that his friend was having talks with Delirious when there was like a case going on. It was a shit show. But that is Lily, our beautiful Lily, who idolizes Nick Rekieta for some reason. No idea why. No idea why, if he's such a truth and justice guy, he would be neglectful of this. I don't know. It might just be that he still's got a little bit of admiration there for Nick. I mean, he did try to model himself after Nick. So, you know, maybe he feels some type of gay little loyalty to him. But GG, thank you for that 5, and thank you for the throwback, man. Lily. Gotta talk about Lily sometime, man. Oh, and Josh. And John. Yeah, we do.
The court case should be 100% transparent. Well, I know that. So yeah, basically he's a fucking hypocrite. He says, I want everything to be out in the open. Everything should be out in the open. And then he goes, no. I don't want anything to be out in the open. That would be bad. And then he just uses his children. That's fucking sickening, by the way, how he uses his children as like a defense. No, we can't have transparency in this case where I claim I'm being 100% transparent because that would be dangerous to my kids. Well, who was fucking doing cocaine around your kids, dipshit?
Yep. I love how, like, oh god, shit. All right, just to one more second, just to bring it back to fucking Lily though, because Lily always, Gigi, you know about this. Lily always does this thing where he fake rages about caring about children and shit or whatever. Like, again, like if you fake rage about this shit so much, how are you still supporting Nick, right? And you know, even further than Lily, it goes beyond Lily, right? Just anybody in general. If you fake rage about how you want to protect the children, you love the children. I love the children. We got to protect them. How can you not, in good conscience, if you know all this shit, how can you not take the piss out of Nick Rekieta? All right. Like I said, I'll give Flash at least credit for disavowing that guy when he found out about the coke and the kids, right? I don't know if Flash's stance has changed. I don't think it has. But I give him credit for that, and then going on the casino to shit on Nick and stuff. I give him credit for that. Anybody else that's still being lenient with Nick, still trying to redeem him, being a fucking piece of shit, and you guys moral grandstand and grift off of pretending to care about kids and shit, you guys are fucking maggots. Okay, I wish I could turn that M into an F, but you know what I mean. You guys are fucking maggots, and you're fucking liars. And I don't care if whoever hears this takes it personally and wants to, go away. How could you say it? Go fuck yourself. I don't have any of these. None of these e-celebs are my internet friends. Okay? None. The only people I'm loyal to is the Sunny Squad from here on out. Okay? There's none of this fucking networking gay shit. There's none of this Diorio shit. None of this fucking gay shit ever. All right? Fuck that shit. It's why I don't have a problem calling out Mudahar and pointing out, yes, you know about Nux's fucking history, bro. Stop being fake about this shit. All right, it's not cool, but whatever. ENTJ mindset, burn bridges to light the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. All right. We got a little bit left on this, about 40 seconds. 40 seconds.
He's so fucking dishonest with that shit. It's crazy. Colves for 10 says, how much do you charge for shower talks? What if I'm interested? Rekieta bath talk recorded. And then there is a YouTube link.
Yellow.
It's Family
Hey,
Guy.
Quagmire.
Hey, Peter, what's up?
How much?
Well, what do you want?
Fuck?
Nothing. I'm just called to talk. What you thinking about?
What do you mean, what am I thinking about? You called me.
I just wanted to say hi. So what do you do?
Kind of. It's kind of that, but there is actually something he wants to say. That's kind of how it works.
Oh boy, that's a throwback. Yeah. Well, if you know, you know, basically. Are we done with the Rekieta segment though? No, because there is one more thing that I wanted to, at least one more thing about Rekieta. Jesus, there's so much, bro. Nose guard collabs, Rekieta toxicity, the government, the kids, and the court-ordered drug tests. Dude, there's so much shit here, bro. Oh my god. Okay, where's this one that I wanted to... And there was one with Lady Rackets that I wanted to see. There's the... Wait, is that Barn? No, that's... Is that Barn? Oh, there's the Vic stuff. Shout out Vic. He deserved better. Okay. Let's see. Chrissy Myers. Mild personal updates. Streaming, scheduling, and kids. Oh god. Okay, so we got 3 good ones here. Yeah, okay, so we got 3 good ones. And I'm trying to think of which one we should do first. Chat. Okay, so we got this one. We got the Nose Guard collabs and Rekieta toxicity. We got the government, the kids, and the court-ordered drug tests. And we got the mild personal updates. So let's see what we should do. Maybe I'm feeling like another poll real quick. Let me check the current poll we got going. Okay, we got 49% on Rekieta for best cope. Charlie's in second place with 31%. And Nux Taku is somehow, well, he's winning with the less cope of 21%. Honestly, guys, I can't lie. I kind of agree with you guys. I kind of do. I kind of agree with this poll. I do think, like, for all the shit, Nux being a hypocrite and stuff or whatever, I think somehow he managed to look the least worst comparatively to fucking Moist and Nick. Like, definitely Nick. There's no way you can look worse than Nick. Like, Nick is the worst. Moist is it's just pathetic. And Nux is like, bro, come on. That's kind of like the levels we're going at. We're going from like high to medium to like low and shit. So I agree with that poll. It's a very good job taking the poll, Senny Squad. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna get some it's gonna get a good old little get some soda. Let's get some soda. I'm gonna get a soda. Okay, we're gonna get some Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, the drink of choice for the Senny Squad. And while we do that, we got 3 Rekieta clips. I'm gonna let you guys decide how many Rekieta clips should we watch. All right. So let me real quick start up a new poll for everybody. Or poll. How many more Rekieta clips do we watch? Now, let's do... We got 3 videos, 3 clips. So we're going to put 1, we're going to put 2, and we're going to put 3. And I'm going to let this poll run while I go get something to drink. Because I'm parched. But I guess we gotta do the democracy, bro. Senocracy, as I like to call it. We gotta go and we gotta check out 3 Rekieta clips. So that is what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's not bad, right? We already talked about Nux a little bit. You know what? Let's do something fun, all right? Since Nux won the poll, technically, by getting the least amount of votes, since his cope is not the best... Rather, his cope is the least bad comparatively to Charlie and Rekieta. Let's not talk about Nux, all right? Let's let Nux off the hook, all right? Let's pretend we do not see with Nux. What happened? Let's just pull a Muda and pretend like nothing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing happened. It's all good. It's okay. You know, Nux, we pretend we do not see. All right? So let's just go back on and not talk about Nux. That's Nux's gift for winning the race, all right? We're going to watch all these clips. In case we go over the time, I want to go ahead and give a brief rundown of the Charlie thing, and then we'll go back into the next shit, which would be, I mean, I saw these clips probably around 20 minutes or so. That's what they equal, so the segment should last like probably another hour or so, maybe. Real quick on the Charlie thing, though. In case we don't get to his amazing video. All right. I found this lovely alphabet person here. Basically very depressed, probably. But they made like some short bullet points of Charlie's epic response. And then they made some infuriating replies to where they, you know, it's going to get political, pal. But it's really fucking weird. Kind of infuriating how stupid and dishonest it is. You know, best case scenario, it's stupid. Worst case scenario, it's dishonest. But to summarize the video from a transgester's point of view, Charlie says he's not leaving the internet. Just going to add a little bit. Charlie said he's leaving drama content because it's not fun when the drama is against him. I shit you not. That's what he said. Okay. So, Sneeko is a pedophile who is against the age of consent. So yeah, deflecting, hey, remember, I fucked up by telling kids that they should be able to change their genders. But Sneeko, that Sneeko guy's a pedophile. Remember that. He did that like 50 times. Charlie, he is supportive of the LGBTQ community. Got to get those points in somewhere. Got to make sure he emphasizes that so that everybody knows. We got to know. And most importantly, Sneeko has no goddamn idea how the process of transitioning works. I mean, okay. But you definitely do, Charlie. I mean, all it takes is a quick Google search, right? So that's Charlie's 20-minute cope. I guess a brief rundown from an alphabet person's point of view. All right, so I'm glad that they got these amazing bullet points out of that 20-minute cope fest. Once again, this is just in case we don't get the Charlie's shit show. So there's that. But it's time to go into the Rekieta section, the Rekieta segment. Fucking 754. Okay, so around the 16. All right, so I guess we'll go from the date that it was made. So July 31st to August 1. All right, let's do that then. All right. Everybody ready to go? Let's do this. Both Charlie and Sneeko are pieces of shit. I agree with that. Pull the boogie. Should have capitalized. I mean, Critical's got a dildo collection. He might be a closeted alphabet himself. Yeah, it's very possible. It is very possible. All right, let's go ahead and watch this. All right, this is the mild personal updates, streaming, scheduling, and the kids. Let's see what we got here.
I'll give you mild personal updates, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time like just blathering on about it because it's not what you want to hear. I mean, you probably do, but not what I'm going to tell you. Like, you want bigger updates than what I've got.
I got a new spicy idea. I got a new spicy poll before we continue. Okay, we got to get rid of the poll we got now because, again, it's winning. Okay, 72% of you guys want us to go through hell. 3 Rekieta segments, 3 Rekieta clips to be exact. But let me ask you guys a difficult question. Let me ask the spicy questions, all right? All right, you guys decide. In your honest opinion, all right, does Nick care about his kids? In your honest opinion, from everything we've seen, answer honestly. All right. The end is coming, Nick. Let's see. All right, guys, it's in your hand. Let us know. Let the Seni squad speak, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and now let's go back to our regularly scheduled program.
But the short story is looking to get back into 3 streams a week as soon as possible here. But the good news on that is had a ton of time with the kids lately, and the kids are going to be back very soon, full time. So getting that, getting the whole life situation ready to be back into some semblance of fucking normalcy. It's wild having the kids around again in the best way because it's exhausting. But then when they leave, it's so quiet, and it's unsettling how quiet it gets. So that's been one of the biggest adjustments through all of this bullshit, is just how quiet the house is when you're not constantly doing something. They're all old enough to be relatively self-sufficient, but they all want help with something or need some like minor assistance somewhere. Interaction, right? Very basic human thing. And you get used to doing it for so long, and then that stops. And it's oddly unsatisfying because
But like, here's my problem. It sounds like he's gonna go in the direction where he says he misses them or whatever. Then why the hell were you fucking random strangers with them in the other room? Why the fuck were you doing drugs and had a crack pipe and all this shit when they were in the vicinity? Why? Why couldn't you do this in like a separate room? Why couldn't you go to another apartment? God, you have like, you're not a multi-millionaire like Critical, but you have a good little inheritance, you know? You have some good pay pigs. Why the fuck didn't you just do it somewhere else? Why did you have to do it in your house with the kids around? God, like, what the fuck? This is why I personally don't believe you. This is why I think you're full of shit. All right? And I'm not going to be moved by your acting or whatever. Because if you really did, Nick, you're a 40-year-old man. You would have taken precautions. This just doesn't make any fucking sense. This is a worse response. This is worse logic than Critical saying, "Oh, I thought Sneeko was talking in hyperbole when he asked me a direct question." That's an even worse cope. Like, this is why you win best cope, Nick, because this cope is even worse than Critical. How do you beat Critical in the worst cope? Like, what the fuck? Like, the people did not lie, bro. You do have the worst cope. Holy fucking shit. You have the worst fucking cope. You beat Critical tonight. Good job, bro. Good job. Maybe forever. Maybe no matter how bad Critical can be or get, he will never be as bad as fucking Nick Rekieta. I think that goes for literally everybody. This is fucking terrible. Bro, we're only a minute and 30 fucking seconds in, and it is fucking god awful. Terrible. Awful, bro.
when you're in it every single day, you're like, God, I'm tired. Guys, can we slow down? But when it's
You know, that was probably the drugs you were taking. No, that was probably not raising the kids. That was probably the drugs and the alcohol you were taking on a regular basis so fucking often, to the point where you were passing out in your fucking live streams. We got the clip. Sorry, plural. No, that is probably that. It's not because you're a good father. It's because you were drugged out of your mind, being an irresponsible parent, doing all sorts of fuck shit, fapping on stream. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're not fooling anybody. All right? You're not fooling anyone.
jobs and it's taken away from you by certain people, then you just don't know how to function in a place of such calm.
I want to ask a question, Nick. Do you think your kids would have been taken away if your house wasn't a shithole crack den? If you didn't have fucking strangers fucking in your house? Do you think that would have happened? Are you really trying to deflect? Like I said, this is why you're worse than Critical. This is why you're worse than Nux. While they might have deflected onto other people, sure. You're the worst deflector ever, bro. Because your narcissism it is 10 times, like, I'm sure Moist and Nux have their own little narcissistic qualities, but this guy is like Moist, Nux times 1 million. There is no comparison. Nux and Charlie will never come close to being as fucking narcissistic and a piece of fucking shit as this guy. Are you fucking kidding me? I think it's the bullshittery of the entire thing that pisses me off the most, right? You know, because I'm not allowed to moral grandstand or anything, which is cool. It's fine. But like, it's more so like the deliberate fucking lying, like, and not giving a shit. Really, you just don't care, right? You're gonna lie to your whatever remaining fans you have. You're gonna lie to people that actually think you care about your children, and you just don't fucking care. You can't even be honest once. Not even once. I have not heard you say, "Oh." Even a safe statement like, I am very distraught that or upset that the situation happened the way it did. You know, you don't, there's no responsibility to take for you or whatever. You've already made outlandish statements too, right? Like, you know, remember when you fucking when you called out that judge or whatever, right? You've done, like, everybody wants to use this defense for Nick too. It's like, oh, my legal system, but like, Nick doesn't want to fuck things up. It's like, Nick already fucked things up. Are you fucking kidding me? He's like threatening people left and right because he's fucking crazy, volatile, and unhinged, right? So don't give me this bullshit that, oh, if Nick takes a little bit of subtle responsibility, it's going to be the end of the fucking world for him and he's going to lose his case. Because he should already be losing his case. He probably is going to lose his case because he's a fucking unhinged weirdo. Like, how are you a fucking lawyer? How are you in any way professional? It's a fucking joke. You wanna talk about the alphabet people not making sense in the head? You don't fucking make sense in the head, you jack off. You're probably as delusional as them. Because you actually think you got it all figured out. You actually think you make fucking sense. You actually think you can get away with fooling everybody. You fucking jackass. It's so fucking annoying, bro. It's all the fucking time. It's not even once in a while, once in a blue. Hell, once a fucking show, I'd take that. It's once a fucking minute with you. It's so fucking embarrassing at this point. Give it a fucking rest, dude. Sometimes I just want to go back to that one night where you were trying to get that one Kiwi farmer to game end, and I just want to repeat it to you. I so desperately want to repeat it to you. And I want you to take that advice. I want you to, for once in your pathetic fucking life, take your own fucking advice. You narcissistic twat. Go rewatch what you said to that Kiwi farmer, the guy that used to give you fucking money because he didn't think you were a fucking fraud. Repeat everything you said to him, but say it to your fucking self and take the advice, you piece of shit. This is so fucking annoying. This guy, textbook definition of a waste of space. Okay? He is the devil himself. Okay? And as the devil, he deserves to be in the fires of hell. That's where Nick Rekieta deserves to be. I'm sorry, squad. I got a little carried away. All right, I get a little carried away sometimes. All right, that's my bad. Yeah, it's my bad. You know how Sen can get. He's a very, very hot-headed guy. You know, very hot-headed. Been getting a little better, but I'm still a little hot-headed.
So that's been nice. Like I said, in a very strange way, having the kids around a lot and getting to spend actual like significant amounts of time with them rather than these very short visits that we used to have. And getting the house finalized to have them back full time has just been it's been great, but it kind of messes with the show thing because I'll just be honest with you guys. I think about very few things right now. My main focus is kids back in the house, criminal case. What does life look like as this thing progresses? And I can't talk much about those on the show. So it makes it kind of like getting shows prepped and thinking through these other subjects to talk about gets like that has to be a secondary investment. And it really sucks for the show. And I'm sorry about that for you guys, but that's kind of how my brain has to work and prioritize things right now because this coming month, actually we're going to transition like an Olympics opening ceremony into August over the showtime here. And August is a very, very big month. My child custody case will be finished. My criminal case will be lighting up. So it'll be a lot of fun. Yay. But that's been soaking up most of my brain power. And so I haven't done as much streaming as I wanted to, but that should be changing soon. And we'll just keep going. One more minor announcement. I think I said at the beginning, I'm going to probably try to start streaming to X, Twitter, whatever, as well very soon. Rumble Studio allows very easy multi-streaming to multiple platforms. And as long as it keeps functioning the way it does, I'm keen to keep using it in the hopes that, what I want them to do is when I set up a Rumble live stream, I want it to set up a YouTube live stream like StreamYard would. But right now it doesn't set up the YouTube stream until I actually hit go live. And it would just be easier if like when I schedule a stream out that it would, do both. But that's a minor thing. So if it's a minor thing, Dr. Disrespect might want to talk to it. And we don't want that at all. But
you know what? You should tell that to your grifting buddies or whatever. Your boys. Now, the term grifter is used around a lot. I mostly use it because it describes like the quartering. When I mean grifter, right? I don't mean like you're asking for like donos or something or whatever. Like I play around with Belinda too because it's more like an insider. It's one of my mods and shit. And of course I appreciate anything for the. Essentially, it's a G Fuel fund. I'm not cool like Nick. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't do massive amounts of drugs, or buy hookers or anything like that, or get into weird fucking cuck, situations. Maybe when I'm 45 or something, maybe I get old like Nick, and then I become cool and start doing all this shit. But I mean it more like when I say grifters, it's like you're blatantly dishonest for the sake of lining up your pocket. Like for example, the quartering. I will call the quartering a grifter based off the fact that he's literally defending a fucking pedophile for fucking money. Dr. Disrespect, whether you want to believe it or not, is a fucking pedophile. So that's what I mean by like grifting to the highest extent. When I say grifter, that's what I mean, right? I don't mean like asking for a little dono here or there or whatever so you can get a G Fuel can. I mean like literally defending pedophilia for money. Or like in Melanie Mac or fucking Kumlot's situation, defending a fucking neglectful parent that would rather do drugs, fuck strange people, neglect their children, abandon their children, abuse their children, whatever he's hiding for money? For a network? That's what I mean. That's the kind of shit that is like what I call straight up grifters. You're going to cover up things from child abuse to pedophilia to whatever else, right? grooming, whatever. All these bad things. You're going to cover them up for the sake of making a payday. All right? Or for the sake of being blatantly ignorant about the entire thing. Muda will shit talk Lolly a bunch, like 20,000 times with Nux, even though Nux, it's fucking Nux, bro. Dude, he asked for a collab from Reb, right? Muda follows Reb. Like, what the fuck are you guys bitching about? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's what I mean. This is what I mean, bro. Like, that's the fake shit. I will gladly tell you, of course I appreciate every donor, because I'm gonna use it for the G Fuel fund. Keeps me up, baby. Oh, and they got some banging flavors too. Like, they got some of the best shit there. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not endorsed by G Fuel in any way, shape, or form. It'd be cool if I was, but I'm not. I don't have a code. I'm not cool yet either. All right. But yeah, asking for a little bit of change to get something, it's okay. Covering up and being a grifter for fucking pedophilia, like Dr. Disrespect and the quartering, not cool. All right, I think we got an understanding now, right? Where we stand on that. Well, that's my interpretation of the entire thing, but all right, Nikki, keep playing it for me, baby girl. Keep going, keep going, keep whistling like a canary.
We're going to have that fixed up, or we're going to hope that they fix that up at some point. But in the meanwhile, I'm still keen on using Rumble Studio, and I'm going to start adding the, the intros and the outros and the fucking little clips and stuff back in to that very soon. So it's been cool, and we'll do that. I don't know. I'll tell Ryan to do it. Like, he's like, can I help? And I'm like, no, Ryan, you can't help me. But now he can. So I've been looking forward to that. I'll give you mild.
Thank you, Nick. That last part was instrumentically more uninteresting than the first fucking 5 minutes or whatever. Okay, I feel like 20 years of my life just got fucking cut in half, but like, whatever, like doubled. I don't know. God. Nick talks and he just takes the wind right out of you in all the worst ways possible. Okay, we got 2 clips left. We got this 5-minute beauty over here. The nose guards, the collabs, and the Rekieta toxicity. So I think this was going to be very interesting. The nose guards and the collabs part in particular. This one's gonna be good. He has no fucking shame, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go. Nick, right here, clearly glazed out of his mind. Let's see what he's got to say.
What do you think about the people that are saying Keanu and Chrissy are nose guarding for me? I don't care what people say.
I don't care what people say. This guy can't go. This is what I mean. I told you guys. You can't go a second without the line. Yes, you do. It's because you care that you got yourself in this situation too. Like, again, like the drugs and the alcohol and the child neglect, that's one thing. Yeah, that fucked you over, being a jackass. But it's because you kept reading your fucking thread all the fucking time. You kept taking every little thing they said on the Kiwi Farms as a personal fucking attack. All right? Again, case in point, you went on some schizo rant for 27 minutes about how an old pay pig should gay mend because they criticized you on the fucking forum. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yes, you care. You fucking message null when fucking new information came out about you. You fucking message null to correct the record. You've been correcting the record on fucking Ethan Ralph's show, on anybody else's show that you weasel into, and fucking Kumalat's show. You care, bro. You care. Shut the fuck up, you fucking Pinocchio-ass looking motherfucker. I don't care, God. Yes, you do. We already know you do. Stop. Just fucking be honest, bro. All right. God damn. It's every fucking second, man. Every clip. You gotta keep a counter on this shit.
If people ask me to come on a show and I can, I try to do it. Same as before. That's never changed. I told one of my friends today, they're like, I'm waiting for things to kind of just resolve. I'm kind of waiting for things to resolve and whatever. And I said, good. Like, I'm very toxic. Don't like subject yourself to my aura.
Oh my god, I wonder who the fuck is who he's referencing, and that's very interesting. Hold on, let me rewind that, because I thought I just heard him say that like somebody, some network buddy was trying to collab with him, but they're looking for optics. Hello, let's see.
Resolve. I'm kind of.
Hold on.
I told one of my friends today. They're like, I'm waiting for things to kind of just resolve. I'm kind of waiting for things to resolve and whatever. And I said, good. Like, I'm very toxic. Don't like subject yourself to my aura.
Oh, who's he talking about, chat? Who's he talking about? I mean, sky's the limit on who it could be. Who's the person that's having second thoughts about, you know, leaving Nick? Is it Yellow Flash? Is it Drexel? Is it Tug? Is it Kumalot? Who's it? Who is it? Who's Nick referring to? I'm wondering. Interesting.
Or whatever. Because, like, people go after people who have me on their show. And it's like, well, I mean, I guess, but it's not their fault. Like, they didn't do anything. If you hate what I did, like, that's fine. But they didn't do anything. They're like, you can't let that guy talk. It's like, well, okay, I guess. But I don't want people to, like, go out on a limb or defend me or anything like that. I really, why bother? Now, some people do, and I appreciate the shit out of it.
Like Barnes, like Robert Barnes, who will defend Nick so much he'll call Legal Mindset a pedo, and yeah, then make some vague threats and then project about Kiwi Farms for like 20 hours or something. Yeah, like good old Barnes, you know, our good friend Barnes. Oh god, fucking Barnes, man. That guy, man, that guy is, like I said, inbred central with him.
There's a bunch of people who have stuck by me through all of this, and
yeah, Nick, that's what you call an enabler. That is what you call, bingo, ding, 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 ding. That is what you call an enabler, Nick. And enablers need to be made aware that they're fucking enablers, Nick. Okay, they're not victims. You're not a victim, most importantly. No, Nick. No, you don't understand. You don't get to play this victimhood card. They don't get to play this victimhood card. All right?
they said, hey, well, you know, I believe in these principles or whatever, and or they're like, I know you, and I don't think this is whatever. That's great. That's awesome. I really appreciate that.
I love how, like, the defense most people use, it's like, I know you. I have a preconceived notion of you, and I know that I love you, and that's basing it off of that, not the facts. It's like, motherfuckers, you're already blinded. You have a bias to like this guy. Why the like, that's not a good fucking reason. The I know you excuse is so fucking gay. Stop using that. That's not a fucking excuse. All right, that's not a logical reason. Look at the actions. Like, look, let me give you an example. There are a lot of people that thought they knew Nick. Clearly fucking not. All right? So this is not a good fucking reason / excuse. Once again, you guys are fucking enablers.
I don't ask anybody to do that. And in fact, I've spent so much time telling people, like, hey, you don't get to hear my side of the story because I have these, like, limitations. And that's fine. That means, like, I can't really be mad at you if you decide I'm a dirtbag based on what you hear. I hope you don't. Oh, fuck away. Stupid moth. Like, I hope you don't think I'm a dirtbag and you give me the benefit of the doubt, but I can't fault people for doing it because you don't, I'm not telling you my side of the story. I'm opting to bring my side.
Release the body cam footage. There are optimal things that you can do to have the public and other people regain trust in you. You are choosing not to do it because you're lying. You're lying through your crooked little teeth, Nick. That proves enough. That's a great thumbnail, by the way. Oh my god. I should make I should make a new Rekieta video. I've been so caught up with all the dramas that have been happening lately, like whether it's like the MrBeast shit, the critical shit, the Nux shit, all happened in the span of a week, by the way. That's fucking insane. I haven't had time to properly make a Rekieta video. I think I should. Because my rendering software isn't being a bitch either now, so it's relatively fine. I should be able to squeeze in multiple little chapters into it, if anything. So I'll ask you guys, again, another poll. But first, let me check this out real quick. Does Nick care about his kids? All right, the SENI squad has voted. 83% of you guys say no, Nick does not care about his kids. That's 83% of you guys are seeing the light, and you are not fooled by this fucking con man's fucking ways. 16% of you guys must be saints, because you're still willing to give this fucking guy the benefit of the doubt. Still holding out hope, maybe a little naive, maybe a combination of all three. Still think Nick cares about his kids. All right. Well, we'll wait and see. Just remember, he can release that footage at any time. He can take up null on his offer, and it will redeem him immediately. Right? Vindication for Rekieta. But we'll see. We'll see. Hope you guys' generosity isn't spat on. All right. Let's see. New poll. I fucking lost it. I forgot what I was gonna do. Forgot what poll I was gonna make. Don't worry, it'll come back to me. But you see, Nick. Oh, let's come back here. Oh, I remember it. Seeing his fucking stupid face reminded me. Okay. Next video. Should I make a new Rekieta downfall vid? So my original downfall of Rekieta, right, video is still up, and that covered like 2 sections. That was before we got a peek of the inside of his house and whatever was going on there with like the swinging and the fucking drugs and shit. We were just talking about Mandy in the old one, Mandy all that shit, right? And now he's being a retard basically on a regular basis. We could do a part 2 to we could do a part 2. I think there's plenty of shit in there at this point too. So let me know. That might require a little bit of work, a little bit of extra work. So that would probably take maybe 3 days to a week. I could probably get that out. But assuming that the drama slows down, I should be able to make it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I like asking the squad, seeing what they got to say. Nikki the nose.
Into the courthouse rather than the court of social media. And as I've said a billion times, that comes with a huge trade-off. I can't expect people to accept the story I'm not telling. I said, I hope they'll wait. I hope people will reserve judgment and keep an open mind and let the legal process play out. But that's a hope. And as it gets closer to you, right, and people know you better and stuff like that, you go, dude, I didn't do this thing, that thing, whatever. That's not right. Like, me, my character. And it gets frustrating when people who do know your character, like, ignore that. And they go, well, I thought I knew or whatever. It's like, well, why don't you let me have a chance to be proven guilty or not guilty? But
because the court system isn't perfect, Nick. You know that more than anyone, and you know how you can weasel out of that shit. I've seen motherfuckers that have preyed on fucking kids that get away with fucking silencing them. Zero. Okay? So it's not like there aren't fucking corrupt ass people that can warp the legal system to their benefit. Nick Rekieta, right? That's why. That's the sad reality of life, that I think you're taking advantage of everybody that they don't know. You're taking advantage of their naivety. You're taking advantage of them not being informed. You're taking advantage of them being so fucking busy in their lives, so tired in their lives that they don't have the time to do this level of research. They're just taking your word for it, unfortunately. That's why you're a shitty person, Nick, because you constantly fucking lie. You hide behind this fake persona because you might as well not even be a fucking lawyer, even on paper, right? Like I said, you might as well get your law degree on a piece of fucking toilet paper that's been used. That's the equivalent of the quality you have as a lawyer. You are fucking literally losing a defamation case. You got yourself in hot water by saying somebody else is a pedo, and your legal advice, I swear to fucking God, I gotta find that clip. All right? You literally saying, if somebody calls you a pedophile, call them one back. That is not the advice a lawyer, a 40-year-old man, by the way, should be giving. But all right, bro. Like, again, this is the face of this. This is my face right now, bro. Whenever I hear Nick Rekieta, that's the face of disappointment. All right, that's the face we all make. The constipated face we all make.
But you still can't be mad if you don't tell the story. And that's what I said from the beginning. It's like, it's frustrating. It is really frustrating when people like just create whole cloth lies about you. But again, it's just frustrating. And the answer is address it. It's like, well, I can address that lie or this thing, but then I have other risks that go along with addressing something. So part of it is just sitting around waiting, saying, well, I get to at some point try and deal with this. But until then, people make up their decisions. So I appreciate people who, again, stick by me. I don't begrudge people who think I'm garbage. I mean, some of it's a little hyperbolic, okay, but that's fine. That's the way it goes. But as for like Keanu and Chrissy, anyone who thinks Keanu is nose guarding probably hasn't been paying attention much, because I don't. Just because Keanu stopped, like for a while, I guess she was like really kind of dumping on me or whatever, which again, perfectly fine. I actually said that to her. Was like, look, I'm not going to ask you to not hate me. You don't take my word for it. Why would you? You don't know me, or whatever. I said that to her in DMs, which I'm pretty sure were revealed. But that being said, she was very critical of me for a while. I think she became less critical, but not because she's like running defense for me. I don't think that's happening. But you know, maybe she is. I don't know. But I don't think that isn't accurate of what I've seen of Keanu. But if she is nose guarding, thank you. I am Goliath and David is dangerous. What do you think about the people?
Okay, thank you very much for that, Nick. It was very cool. Well, I'm gonna be honest, Sunny Squad. I have no idea who these two bitches are. Let's go check it out. Check out who these people are. Oh Jesus. Okay. Okay. So this is who Keanu Thompson is. So a relatively small channel, I guess. Stand-up comedian. Oh. And this is who Chrissy Mayer is. I mean, that says Mayer, clearly, not Meyer, whatever. Another stand-up comedian, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, I mean, first off, both these bitches are gross. All right, that's number one. And number two, I don't know. Are they nose guarding? Are they nose guarding? I haven't looked into these people. So I unfortunately only have Nikki the Nose's word to go off of it. Unfortunately. So I'll just ask you guys, are they nose guarding? Is there like what do we know about these people? Exactly. What is this? Chrissy and Keanu Thompson? What is it with these people? Okay. OnlyFans Keanu is a cam whore? For real? Oh, you don't say. Oh, you don't. Wait, so is she like that chick that Kumalat has on his fucking podcast? You know, the chick, the one that was showing off her feet and shit the other day. Fuck, I gotta go to the camel. Is it the camel cast? The Camelot podcast. Let me see. We gotta see our girl. Wait, no, that's not it. What the fuck? That chick that like that one guy in chat was having like an orgasm over. I forgot what his name was, but he was like funny as fuck because he was having like a he was jizzing over this shit, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Where the fuck was the camel cast, bro? Was it Nina Infinity or some stupid shit? Was that the name? I'm trying to refine the fucking podcast in the shitty. Am I in the right place, chat? Cause I remember it being here. I think it's one of these. It has to be one of these, right? Well, whatever. Fucking Camelot's fucking cam whore or whatever, right? Is she like that? Is she that kind of bitch? That Nina Infinity bitch? I think that's what we're talking about. Yeah, these hoes ain't loyal. That's the only thing I know. Let me see. No one should buy any girls OnlyFans. True. They're gargling his balls. Hey man, maybe Nick has a harem. Okay, maybe he puts that nose to good use. All right, so I think we decided. I'm going to make a new downfall video. Okay, that's gonna be in the work. So that's being put. That's gonna be put there on the docket, or rather the shop. All right, I'm gonna become a mad scientist. I'm gonna put together a video on this shit. But I'll ask this question. This will probably be the final poll of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting close to that time. Is Yunu and Chrissy Meyer? I'm gonna fuck up this spelling. Chrissy. I was just say Chrissy. Chrissy Meyer. Chrissy Meyer. That's good enough. Nose guarding. Nose guarding. Final poll of the night, chat. Are they nose guarding? Zia. Okay, thank you. Zia. There you go. Yeah. I was like, wait, is her name Nina Infinity? No, wait, it's Zia. All right, yeah. Zia. Okay, yeah, Zia. So this chick over here is like the equivalent of Zia and whatever the fuck her name is. Okay. That's all I needed to know. She's a thought. Okay. And Camelot is just, well, I mean, he's a thought too. Okay. Let's get that right. We got equality for all. All right. Final clip of the night, ladies and gentlemen. And we got to ramp things up. Well, we got the final clip. Oh my God. The government 7-minute clip. We're already off to a great start. Nick is, masturbating live on camera. Clearly, he just got the best fucking. He just got the best post-nut clarity of his life. Look at that shit. All right, so the government, the kids, and the court-ordered drug test. Misconceptions. Holy fucking shit. All right, chat. Are you guys ready? We're gonna finish it off right. We're gonna finish this off right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fucking do this. All right. They're blocking for the Baldu. Chrissy Meyer, Gino Bisconti were part of Anthony Cumia's Compound Media. Both fired recently, and Keanu Thompson is Gino's fiance. OnlyFans hoe. Friend of April. Friend of April for real? Okay. All right. Well, that tells me all I need to know. Okay. Yeah, Nick, I totally believe you. Thank you. Oh my God. All right. I'm so glad I got you guys to fucking fill me in on this shit. Otherwise, I have to take fucking Nick's word for it, and that's the last thing I need to fucking do. All right. Camelot is the male version of Denise Pat. Okay. All right. A final clip of the night. Let's fucking do this shit. All right. Nick just had some post-nut clarity. He's masturbating on a fucking stream again. We could do it. Watch this shit. And it's I keep pressing the wrong mouse button.
Oh man, guys, it is
Oh, it's glory.
It's fun being under the thumb of government. It's great.
Oh my God, are we still going under this fucking government angle, bro? Give it up. You're not, dude, you're not important enough. Okay, I know it's gonna hurt your fragile little fucking ego, but look, if you wanted us to believe, listen, bro, honestly, I'm gonna be real here. Like, if you wanted us to believe that angle, you have to at least, like, don't get me wrong, Dr. Disrespect is a pedophile, but, like, you have to at least be as important as him. Like, Dr. Disrespect has so much clout that he's got the quartering defending pedophilia. All right? Nick, you're not that guy, bro. Okay? Like, we're not gonna believe this government angle, bro, okay? The government is not out to get you. Robert Barnes is a fucking idiot for even bringing that shit up like a fucking defense for you. That's why he fucked over Alex Jones, all right? Because he fucking sucks. No, the government is not after you, you fucking idiot. You're not important enough, all right? Jesus.
I recommend everybody try it. I am like waiting. I'm just waiting for these cases to like progress. That's one of the worst parts about being in the system. All right. One of the worst parts of being in the system is you have to wait for the system sometimes. And like once you get to a certain spot, you're like, well, I want to, like, I don't want to wait now. Now I want to fucking fight. I want to go do the things that need to be done and get it over with. But you have to wait for government. And the real frustrating things about court is like trying to get a court date. There's like a trade-off spot where once you get to a certain spot, even if you wanted to, like if I wanted to file a motion today in my criminal case and like do something, getting a motion hearing date would be well past my existing omnibus date. So you just have to wait for the omnibus date. Do I have my kids back yet? Very soon. Very soon. Well, I hesitate to say dates, but we'll say within less than 2 weeks. How's that? Again, I know there's this like wonderful theory that I did all these horrible things or whatever, but it's just not fucking true. I'm sorry. I tried to explain like
it's not true
aspects of Minnesota law and why people are seeing certain things that don't go with my narrative or whatever.
I remember Null debunked this earlier on in the stream.
And it's like this is just how the process works, and it's a highly specialized area. I don't practice in juvenile protection, so like I've had to learn this as I go too. I'm not faulting people for not knowing it. Trying to explain why there's like long-term out-of-home placement plans being filed in your case on a certain date is because it's a requirement by law to have concurrent planning. And people are like, no, Nick's just lying. It's like, well, no, I don't have any reason. Like, you could go look that up. It's fine. The deadlines are in the statute. There's no point in lying about that. It's just there's another part of the case that's going on at the same time. And it should be resolved. Like I said, the kid's case should be resolved. The kid should be back home in less than 2 weeks. So things could always change. Absolutely. There's another weird rumor or like misunderstanding out there. People think that I am scheduling drug tests and they're not random. That's completely retarded. I've been on random testing since it was ordered in the child custody case. Obviously, all of those tests have come back completely fucking clean. We've done all of the tests. It's not, oh, Nick gets to schedule his tests so he can do, no, like it's random drug testing. Another misconception is that I'm paying for the random testing because I mentioned that in state criminal court, you pay for the random testing, which is true. But here's the thing, juvenile protection isn't criminal court. And the authority of the justice system to impose random testing on you is different. So as part of that trade-off, since it's a civil case and they're a party, not the government ruling over you in a criminal matter, even though it kind of has that same effect. But no, what I was saying is, there's big misconceptions on the drug test. People think that I'm either not doing drug tests, which is false, Again, the moment a judge ordered us to do drug tests, we immediately complied. We did one voluntary test prior to being ordered. That's the test that was entered into one voluntary urinalysis test, I should say. That's the test that was entered into evidence at our hearing. That test is on like June 7th or whatever. We took it, might have taken it June 6th, I don't know, doesn't matter. We did one voluntary urinalysis test prior to being ordered to test. And of course that one was clean too, but that's the only test we chose the timing of for urinalysis. And then we were ordered to random testing. We complied immediately. We've been random testing since that June 7th hearing. And, you know, and like I said, the county pays for those because it's part of a juvenile protection matter, not a criminal matter. So they're different. There's just, look, people just don't know. They don't know this because it's different by state. It's different state versus federal. In federal criminal trials, the feds pay for your drug testing. In state court in Minnesota, they don't. So, anyway, lots of misconceptions out there. People think.
I'm gonna be honest, like he's just like he's just like kind of going in circles, and like the only point he keeps trying to bring up is like, oh, people don't understand. I don't fully understand. In fact, it's like, all right, man, like what the fuck. I think the funniest thing he said about this entire thing is that he's still like going with this narrative that the government is like out to get him, and that he must be so special because the government have him on lock. You know, this isn't even his fault, right? This is the government's fault. The government. Yeah, the government.
Yeah, people think we're dodging drug tests or gaming the system. Look, we're on the random testing system. We've had clean tests for all of them. Says Rekieta, that's actually reasonable. Also, thanks for being under the thumb of government in order to teach us this lesson. Oh, wait, yeah. Just wait. Just you wait. I think there's, again, the story will be told in court, and then it can be discussed further when everything's done. But there's a lot. There's a lot. And once I'm able to tell it, one way or another, win, lose, draw, whatever it is, you know, there's a lot to this. It's actually, in many ways, it's been much more painful than you guys know. And you'll probably be hearing about it. And some of the shit, if I told you now, and again, this is guilty or not guilty, okay?
Yeah.
Guilty or not guilty, it doesn't matter. Some of the shit that has, that I've discovered in this process about, like, how everything came to be and everything like that, is, you won't believe it from just my words. So, but you know, someday. But until that day, fighting for my family, fighting for my freedom, and you know, we'll just, goddamn, the rest of that will that'll come. Oh man, guys, it is.
Well, you're doing a pretty shitty job so far, Bucko, but oh my goodness. Yeah, so fucking covering Rekieta, this really kind of sucked the life out of you, don't it? Holy fucking shit. I'm sorry, Chad. I had to wake up and come back to reality for a second. I thought I was in a fucking fever dream. Okay. that was the last Rekieta clip of the day. Let's say, well, 89% of you believe that the two whores are nose guarding, which is what I pretty much believe as well. How did that coke get up the up your nose? So painful, he needs his emotional support whore by his side at all times. Fighting for my freedom. Yeah, I know, right? Fighting for his family, one line at a time. 3 court cases going on simultaneously. It's a great life, Nick. Yeah. Everybody give him a clap, man. Everybody give him this guy a clap. He's a legend. He's doing it for us. What a man of the people, ladies and gentlemen. It's so painful for Nick. Such a painful experience. He had nothing to do with this, by the way. He's the victim in this entire situation, right? He was just casually doing cocaine and other drugs that couldn't be identified, you know, around his children. He was just having sex with weird strangers in the next room of his children. You know, nothing. He's the victim, guys. It's very painful. It's a very painful situation for Nick. You gotta be sympathetic for him. You have to, as Kumalat say, pray for our brother. As Melanie Max said, pray, Jesus, pray. Imaginary Skyman, Jeebus. Yeah, everybody give it up for Jeebus. He's gonna save Nick. So Nick's gonna repent for the child endangerment. So fucking stupid, dude. These people are fucking idiots. I fucking hate them. I don't even hate them for being malicious or whatever. It's just like the entire like the entire just being fucking ridiculous cunt waffles. It's just too much after a while, you know. It exasperates me, chat. It exasperates me. But thanks everybody for dropping by once again. Good stream, 07s, all that good streamer stuff. We went for a good 2 hours and 15 minutes, chat. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Thank you. We'll be here at our regular time next Friday as well. MrSEN tonight. We'll see what we got to cover. Definitely going to cover Rekieta, because there's always one good thing to look at with him, or just some, maybe we got to go back and see anything we didn't see before, right? Just a little bit of a recap. It's always good, you know. And usually the streams are like 1 hour, but lately there's been just so much shit to cram into that we'd have to go for a little over 2, maybe. I never want to have the streams be like 5 hours again, or 4 hours or anything, or even 3 hours. I want to have them digestible, like an hour or 2 or something like that, so that everybody can kind of catch up to it, and I give you a week in between. But I'll also be making just uploads in general. Like, I'll be working on that Rekieta video, that Downfall Part 2. I'll be putting out some shorts, and YouTube apparently has been fucking up a little bit. They're like, there's some people that have come back to their channel and like, I don't know, YouTube keeps unsubbing me from you, so just check that you're subbed and get that like notification bell. I think that helps, or whatever. You can join the Discord too. I think I have it linked on my channel. It's more for uploads, really. If anybody doesn't, you know, get the notification, you get the @everybody on Discord, and you know, hit the like, and it'll freaking help out the channel. It'll help your boy out. So help your boy out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your night, whatever you animals choose to do. Be safe, and don't turn into a Rekieta. That is my only request. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. Goodbye.